Okay, good morning. Just checking my microphone. Can you listen to me?
Yes,
Yes,
doctor. Good
doctor.
morning
Good morning
too.
too.
All right, thank you. I'm going to share my screen now. One moment. Okay, there is some changes in the slides today. So if you go to the folder to get the um, slides for lesson today, use the latest one, okay? The one that I uploaded yesterday that is not updated. I mean, like, actually, that was the slides I used purely for other class. Your class actually it should be a bit different. You need to have a bit more introduction. Okay. All right. I hope that most of you are in. I know this is super early, probably the your earliest class this semester, but
Good
sorry, I got.
morning,
Good morning,
doctor.
doctor.
Okay. Good morning. Right. Yeah. Let me get ready for a bit more. All right. Okay. Checking my pen. All right. Okay. So, welcome and thank you for joining in. So today we are going to learn about. Um, so just a quick recap from last week. So last week and the week before that, you have learned about the photosynthesis machinery, about the photochemistry. You learned about various reactions in photosynthesis, the light reactions, the light independent reactions, the products of light reactions. I hope you still remember that. And then the Kelvin cycle, the phases in Kelvin cycle, and various types of photosynthetic modes, C3, C4, and CAM. Right. So I hope you can find some time to revise that, because this is not going to be relevant just for this subject and for this semester. You're going to learn to use to utilize the knowledge about photosynthesis. As long as you're doing agriculture, you're going to do it, you're going to use it all the time. So please revise that, okay, so that you have a good understanding, a good comprehension about the subject. So today we are going to look a bit more specific uh, at one of the important ingredients in photosynthesis, namely water. Okay, before that, um, I want you to open your mind, to open your horizon, and not to be um, feeling like alienated. Okay, because you see, in science, actually, um, scientists use various symbols. Okay, not just the ABC, the Roman symbols that you usually see. Okay, actually, in science, not only in plant physiology, in other plant science disciplines, they use various symbols. Okay, and these symbols usually come from these Greek letters. Okay, the Greek alphabets. Okay, so I know that you might have encountered some of these, so please recall back these famous Greek letters. Okay, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, and pay attention that these Greek letters also comprise um, the capital. Okay, capital Greek letter, for example, this letter mu, and also the lowercase. Okay, so each of these letters are not going to be used like all at once today. Okay, so we specifically will use this one letter today, namely psi. Okay, you pronounce it as sigh. You are sighing because you have learned this seems like unrelated subject. No, I want you to get familiarized with this so that the next time when you see this kind of weird looking letters or symbols, you know that this is part of the convention. You're not the only one learning it. The whole world, the other scientists are using these symbols as well. Okay, so for today we're going to learn this. Okay, later on when you learn statistics, for example, you are going to learn um, a kind of test, for example, like the chi-square. Okay, so in statistic inbreeding, they're going to use this symbol, the chi symbol, to do the chi-square. Okay, right? I think most of you are familiar with this pi. Okay, and there are many more usages of this in science and mathematics, right? Okay, so let's move now to the water story itself. So water is very um, unique, okay, because it has got special properties. Okay, when you look at water, don't think of it just like a, okay, this is just a liquid. Okay, it's tasteless, it's odorless unless you do something to it. Actually, there is more to it. Okay, the water at the molecular levels, it has got the physical properties, the chemical properties. The combination of these properties together make it very unique. And with these unique properties, actually, a lot can happen inside the plant. Okay, so um, probably you have learned about this before during your foundation study. I think probably you have learned it in either physics or chemistry. So we're going to revisit back some of these properties of water and the specific terminologies. So the hydrogen bonding, um, these are the bonds, because you can see that water, the molecular formula is H2O, right? So when this is H2O and then you have another molecule of H2O, the connection of between hydrogens, we call it the hydrogen bond, right? And then the second properties is water has a very high thermal conductivity. This is because water is when it's liquid, it's it does not con it, it conducts electricity not as good as it is in the form of solid. Okay, so when it freezes, the water will become solid, okay, due to the freezing. Okay, when this happens, um, expansion of the molecule has happening. Expansion. All right. Okay. So with these properties, the conduction of heat is very good. All right. Why this is happening? You see, when water in the form of liquid, the water molecule kind of somewhat in random form, but when it freezes, it becomes solid. The arrangement of water is much more organized. Okay, my drawing is not that great, but you get the idea. So we call it in the lattice form, and this facilitates with the conductivity of heat. Okay, and water also have the high heat capacity, meaning that um, in order to increase 1 degree Celsius of water, a high amount of heat is needed, high amount of energy is needed. Okay, that's why the at sea level, when you have your sea, the temperature of the sea is somewhat stable, right? it's not that easy to increase the temperature of the ocean or the sea because of these special properties of water, high heat capacity. It's going to require a huge amount of energy to increase the temperature of the whole ocean, right? And then you have the cohesion properties. This is when the hydrogen bond that you saw earlier in here is of water attaching to one another. So when you have another water here, okay, so all of this, okay, the hydrogen bonding inside water. So collectively, this gives kind of like the sticking force that we call as cohesion. Okay, okay, cohesion. Okay, all right. And the fifth properties is the surface tension. This is a special properties of water, meaning that water can be spread out when you have, like, for example, you have a surface, you have the molecule of water, and this molecule of water, you can spread it out. You know, think of it like you're spreading a butter or jam on your bread. You can spread it out across the surface like this, okay? And you can spread it for quite an area or distance before you can break it, okay? And this properties is called the surface tension. And because it's not easy to break the water after you have spread it for quite a distance, water is called to have a good surface tension to the point small insects, leaves can float on water without breaking on it. So it causes the water to have some kind of skin to it. Okay. And then another properties is the addition. When water is attracted to other molecule, okay, for example, like when you have water in your straw, remember you have your glass of water, okay, you have your straw, or maybe your paper straw, okay. So when you have that, your water molecule sticking to the wall of your straw, okay. So this sticking force is called be between different molecules, the molecules of your straw, the molecules of the water. We call it as addition. So to memorize the difference between cohesion and addition, remember cohesion between a like molecule. It's something like co from the word cooperative. So it's easy to cooperate among the same, like the same type. Okay, addition, you are just adding to whatever that is already there. All right, so that can happen between different molecules. Okay, and then also the heat of fusion and the heat of vaporization. Heat of fusion is simply the change of water from solid state to the liquid state. We know that this is melting, right? Okay, not so much. So solid to liquid, with but the temperature still the same. Okay. So this is what we call as the heat of fusion. Okay, ice can change into liquid without having any change of temperature. Okay, that is the heat of fusion. And for the heat of vaporization is from the liquid to vapor or gas, and temperatures stay the same, right? Okay, and also you have the polarity because water has charges. Okay, you got the H2O molecule. We got H here, you got H here. Okay, so you got your partial charges right here. Okay, and then finally the solvent. Okay, because water has this polarity, negative and positive sides. it can dissolve uh, uh, other molecules. Okay, the ionic interaction can happen readily, right? And that is just a few to mention. There are many more properties of water. Okay, you got the ionic product of water, heat capacity of water, and dielectric constant, and so on. Okay, and water can become subcritical too. Maybe you have not seen this before. You learn that water can it becomes steam the moment it hits 100 degree. Correct. Okay. That is not the entire story actually. Water has another special properties. It can stay in the liquid form even though when the temperature is very high, above 100 degree. How is that possible? By increasing the pressure that the water experiences. Okay, and in this condition, that is no longer regarded as normal water. That is regarded as critical water. Okay, subcritical water and also the supercritical water. Right? Okay. Okay, so this is a partial charge of the water due to the arrangement of the hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so and this part you got your negative charge, and this part you got your positive charge. Okay, so and there is an angle to this, and this is why water can interact with other molecules, with other ions, because it has got this negative and positive charge, partial. Okay, so it's not completely neutral. Okay, if it's neutral, if it's inert, it cannot interact with other thing, and it cannot become a good solvent. And due to this property, that's why water is regarded as the universal solvent. Okay, it helps to facilitate reactions. Okay. Right, so far you have looked at the hydrogen bond. So this is the interaction between hydrogen and other atom. So whenever there is a hydrogen, we call it the hydrogen bonds. Okay, right. what what if about other types of bond? So other bonds are also present in the water. It's called the polar covalent bond. Okay, so this is in between water molecules. So you have one water molecule here, one water molecule here, and this is actually this is not right. Let me delete that. This is the one that we call as the hydrogen bonds. Okay, so the connection between the hydrogen and oxygen, this is the covalent bond. So this part here is the covalent bond. So you can see that the hydrogen bond is a lot weaker than the covalent bond, so it would take a higher amount of energy to break this. Okay, it's not easy to break hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, but it's a lot easier to break between the hydrogen of one water molecule to another water molecule. All right. Okay. Yeah. So it has been highlighted here. There are many kind of bonds present in chemistry. So you have got your ionic bonds. The range of bond energy, it's basically the amount of energy you need to break the bonds. Okay, if it's covalent triple bonds, you need about 800 kilojoule per mole of the molecules to break it. And then you have the covalent double bond. Okay, which we need slightly lower. Covalent single bond, that is even lower. You see, this is triple. So when there is more bonds, you need higher amount of energy. Okay, so dipole attraction between molecules, you get even lower than that, and then the hydrogen bond, that is the lowest. Okay, you see, this is the lowest, only 10 kilojoule, and this hydrogen bond is this one. That's why I said this is a lot weaker. They're still bond. They're still bond. If nothing acting upon it, it's not going to break. Yeah. All right. So, and this is some common bonds that you would find. You can see that this is your C to C, which is only one bond here, single bond. And then you have your double bond. As the number of bonds increase, you have a higher bond energy. Okay, so bond energy is the amount of energy needs to break it. Okay, right? And then between the carbon and oxygen, that's even higher. Okay, all right. Yeah. What about between the hydrogen and oxygen? Yeah, the covalent bond that you saw earlier here. This one here. What is the bond energy? It's 464. You see, it is a lot higher. It's a lot higher than this bond here. All right. Okay. And oh, if you not familiar with the concept of joule, this is the unit of work of energy um, that is needed to make something move. Okay, I think you have seen this before. Okay, because you have taken your physics. Okay, just to remind you back, because it has been a while. Okay, all right. What about the specific heat? The heat required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of substance. Okay, as you can see here, water, when you compare to other kind of liquid or other phases of water, the liquid water, you can see that the specific heat is a lot higher. Okay, so it's not easy to increase it. This is one reason why water is very good in helping, in assisting you to feel cooler, and also for the plants. Okay, because of this, the moment you manage to make the water leave a surface, it's going to take this some amount of energy, and that energy actually, when it's lost, that's why you feel cooler. Okay, so I just put a bit more here about the earlier introduction to the terminologies. So you have the latent heat of fusion and also the latent heat of vaporization. Okay, so remember, heat of fusion, um, you have from the solid to liquid without the change of temperature. Okay, or maybe the other way around. Okay, liquid to solid. If solid to liquid, we call it freeze. Solid to liquid. Liquid to solid, we call it, oh, sorry, this is not freeze, sorry. Solid to liquid, this is melt. Liquid to solid, this is the freezing. Okay, when this happen, when the temperature is still similar, same temperature, this is the heat of the fusion. Okay, and the same story goes for the vaporization. Okay, so you have your liquid to your vapor. Okay, liquid to your vapor, oh sorry, not that way, this way. Liquid to vapor, that is evaporation. Okay, vapor to liquid, that is condensation. Okay, all right. And this is the amount of energy needed. See, it's not um, um, it's not easy to change um, water, okay, to other, from one form to another. Okay, for example, from solid to liquid, but it takes less amount of energy to do so in other molecules, for example, like in lead and oxygen. Okay, that's why water is very stable. Okay, that is the whole point. Right. So, um, I hope you have been reminded enough about the amazing properties of water. So, why that is important? Okay, because we need to learn about water potential in plants. Okay, what does it do in plant, and how does it going to help with the plants to function properly, do photosynthesis, and so on. Let's get this one terminologies correct first. Water potential. What is it actually? When water, like a container of water containing nothing else but only water, like in here, pure H2O, this is what we call as the high water potential. Okay, and remember the symbol for water potential is psi. Okay, how to draw it? If you go to the first slide, this. So the capital letter and the lowercase kind of look similar. Okay, all right, it does look like a pitchfork. Yeah, right, it looks like a trident, right? Okay, so maybe that is the uppercase, that is the lowercase, uppercase, lowercase. Okay, so it does look like a trident. um, I hope you know what trident is. um, you know, there is a story actually behind this, and why. So you might be asking, why use psi to associate with water potential? What that has to do with anything? There is a story behind it actually. Try if you look at this trident, Little Mermaid, the not the Little Mermaid, it's herself, the father of the Little Mermaid. Let me show to you. Little Mermaid. Yeah, this guy. Haha. Look what he's holding. Yeah. So this thing, me. Can I paste it here? Oh no, I cannot paste it here. It doesn't allow me. No, it's alright. So look at this thing. It does look like a trident, right? Okay, because um, the the trident is associated with Poseidon. This is the Greek mythological god of ocean. Okay, you can look at this. Poseidon, Poseidon, Poseidon. Yeah. Okay. Um, don't think that I want to promote anything religious. Okay, I just want to show you. This is why psi is used to denote water potential, because this guy in Greek mythological god and goddesses, this is the trident symbol, the symbol of the water, because this guy is the water of not water, the god of the ocean. Okay, all right. So when water has nothing else to it, we call it as having the highest water potential. Okay, can it get higher? Yes, if you put a pressure to it, it can get higher, even higher. Okay, but the moment there is impurities present, it can be glucose, it can be salt, or anything, it will lowers impurities. Why my handwriting is so bad? So whenever you have impurities, this will lower water potential. Okay, it's no longer pure. The moment it is without anything else, pure H2O, it has got high water potential. Okay, so pure water without any pressure acting to it, the water potential equals 0. Okay, the moment you have any kind of impurities can be anything. It can be dissolved solute, it can be debris, it can be any other kind of impurities. The water potential will be less than 0. It will be negative. Okay, right. So you're not going to see in plants the water potential reads as 0 or positive. Most all of the time you're going to see in the form of negative, the value. Okay, so the water potential actually has its components. Okay, to get one value of water potential, the total water potential, it has got components. Okay, so the common components of a water potential, namely the metric potential, okay, absorption to surfaces, and then you have the gravitational potential, you have the osmotic potential, or sometimes this is in certain books it looks like this psi s. Okay, it means the same. Okay, and also the pressure potential. Okay, due to the hydrostatic or pneumatic exertion upon the water. So why water potential important? Because this will dictate where the water move. Okay, so the law is water potential go from the high water potential to low water potential. So you have a site with high water potential, it will always go towards the site with low water potential. Okay, not necessarily positive. Okay, for example, if one site you have negative 2 megapascal of water potential. Okay, megapascal, this is the unit of water potential. Okay, so unit of water potential, the unit, okay, it can be pascal, it can be bar. Okay, because this is it talks about the pressure. Okay, so you might think, oh, isn't pascal and bar it's something like the pressure of your tire? Yeah, that it's the same pascal, the same bar. Okay, so this is the law. So it will move from um, one value to a more negative value. So what is more negative? For example, like negative 4 megapascal. Okay, both are negative values, minus 2 megapascal and minus 4 megapascal, but one is purer. Purer meaning that this guy has more water molecule, this guy has less water molecules. Okay, why it has less water molecule? Maybe it has some kind of solute. Okay, when you have low solute concentration, the water molecule will dominate more. Okay, so this will determine the movement of water. For example, like this example here, you have a beaker. In the middle of beaker you have a semi-permeable membrane. When you exert a pressure, the water, no, don't exert the pressure just yet. If you don't exert any pressure, eventually these two will achieve equilibrium. Because the fresh water, because it has a higher water potential, it will move to the salt water section that has low water potential. Okay, however, can you reverse this direction? Can you reverse it? Yes, you can reverse it by exerting pressure. If you put a pressure on it, the regular law will not apply, doesn't follow. So more of the water from the salty water region will go to the fresh water section. And actually this is the concept um, uh, of this reverse osmosis. Okay, one of the many methods that you use to get the reverse osmosis. You remember you got your mineral water. Yeah, this is the technique that they use. Okay, so that you get more and more of drinkable water. Okay, all right. So this is another depiction of what's going on. So you have two sides, one with more solutes, one with less solute. Okay, uh, when you leave it after a while, you can see that the water is going to decrease in volume in this side, because much of the water molecules will go here, because eventually it wants to achieve similar water potential. If this water potential here is um, 0.2 minus 0.2, and this is 0.4 minus 0.4, after the movement, maybe both of them going to have something like minus 0.3 minus 0.3. Okay, both of them have achieved equilibrium, for example. Okay, and of course the unit is megapascal, right? Okay, so what about in plants? So in plants, the movement of water, outside of it, of course, again, it follows the water potential. It has impact on the plant. Okay, I think you have seen this before. The experiment of hypotonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypotonic solution. So when you put the plant cell in hypotonic solution, it's going to get plasmolized. Okay, because all the cell membrane going to shrink. It doesn't. It's not dead yet, because the water has left the cytoplasm, has left the vacuole. Okay, but when you have it in the isotonic solution, meaning that the concentration outside is similar to the concentration inside. When concentration, I mean the solute concentration. Okay, the movement of water in and out is similar. So this is called in the form of flaccid. However, in the hypotonic solution, when the water potential outside here, the water potential here is a lot higher, the water going to enter the cell even though the cell already has water in it. Okay, so when this happens, the whole cell going to swell up. Okay, it's going to swell up. Okay, and this condition is called to be the turgid cell. Okay, right. How can you make this happen, hypotonic? By using the pure water solution. How can you get pure water solution? There are a number of ways to get pure water solution. For example, you use distilled water. Distilled water. What else? Deionized water.
Reverse
What
reverse
else?
osmosis.
Yeah. That as well. RO. Yeah, and also demineralized. Demineralized. So it's the same. Okay, between the RO and demineralized, because if you look at when you go to 7E, when you go to supermarket, if you buy the RO water, look at the back. Okay, it hasn't got lots going on. There's no minerals. Okay, there's just pure H2O, because RO water actually has been demineralized. Okay, so it's pure solution. All right, this is a typical um, tree. So why do you need to learn water potential? Again, because this is why water can move. One of the many reasons why water can move in the tree from the ground level to the top, even without pump. Okay, water movement even without pump. Okay, so we have heart. Plant do not have heart. So the water, because of this water potential law, it can move from the region of higher potential to the lower potential in combination with other things. What example of other things? Remember, water has the addition plus cohesion properties. So water potential um, law plus cohesion plus addition, even though this is 100-meter tall, water can still travel upward. And plants do not have any heart, as we all know it. You have a heart, so even though you are very tall, it doesn't matter. Okay, uh, the blood from your soul, from your feet, can travel back to your brain somehow, because there's a organ, the heart, pumping your blood to circulate throughout your body. And you can see from here, soil will have the um, most positive water potential, minus 0.33. Okay, and the leaf just before the atmosphere will have the most negative water potential, and of course the atmosphere even more negative. Okay, so this will travel to this because it follow the water potential law here, coupled with addition and cohesion of water inside the trunk. We'll have a look in a bit later. And it goes to the less and less water potential and all the way to the atmosphere. Okay, that's why plant can have the entire water traveling around even without the presence of heart. Okay, yeah. Oh, actually this slide should be the one before that, but it's all right. Okay, so look at here, this is distilled water. Okay, one way to get the pure water. The reason I mention this because there was one time I asked a PhD student how to get pure water. What can you do? She cannot answer that. Okay, this is what you do to get pure water. Okay, to get pure H2O. So please remember this. Okay, so with the still, this pure water, not only that it's pure, it is still, meaning that it's not moving. So the pressure potential is zero, the solid is zero, the total water potential is also zero. Okay, but if you put this plant cell here into this distilled water, the water is going to enter because the plant cell, the cytoplasm or whatever, has got solute. Okay, we got the plant sap and so on. There's a sugar in here, a sugar. There's so many stuff going on in here, so many impurities, lots of impurities. Okay, sugar, minerals, ions, and so on. So these reduce the water potential. That's why when you put this in the distilled water, the water will enter the cell. Okay. However, after the plant has been in the distilled water for quite some time, it will bounce back. Okay, it will bounce back. It will create a pressure. Okay, that's the swelling here. Due to this swelling, because the plant is not static, okay, it's like a balloon. It can contract, it can relax. So when this happens, you can see that the pressure potential plus 2. Okay. Yeah, and then the solute potential, which is already there, stays the same. And when this happens, the water potential become 0 again, the total water potential. Okay, and when this happens, we call it the plant cell is at equilibrium. Okay, right. Okay, here's come a bit that you need to understand. Why water is able to spread out in the plant? Okay, because of those what surface water tension. Okay, so it's basically, when you talk about the surface tension, it's basically the skin. You see here, this is the skin of the water. Without breaking it. Okay, because water has a high surface tension, even when you put uh, a metals, or not a metals, something heavy to it, it is still not breaking. Okay, meaning that the gravity is not enough to break it. So this is what we call as the surface tension. Okay, so how people quantify surface tension? This is the unit of surface tension. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so this is the unit of surface tension. um, Newton. M stands for milli. Okay, millinewton um, per meter. So surface tension, if you look in other books, it can be in a number of um, units, like the water potential. Water potential earlier, when you learn it, you can see that water potential is in the form of megapascal. It can also in the form of bar. Okay, okay. So surface tension, it can be in the form of Newton per meter. What else? It can be in the form of joule per meter square. It can be in the form of this is the popular one, commercially speaking, dyne per centimeter. So all of this used in the similar way to describe surface tension. All of it. Okay, so don't be like I said earlier. You need to open your mind to all of this. Don't think learning plant is purely biology. You're learning plant physiology. It involves other disciplines. Okay, and these are a discipline, even though it looks alien to you, just open your mind to it. Okay, Newton per meter, joule per meter square, dyne per centimeter square. No, dyne per centimeter. All right, what are actually they measuring? Okay, look at this unit here, Newton per meter square. It measures what? It measures when you have an equipment like this. We call it the wire spreader. Okay, you have your water, so this thing can spread, okay, from this side to this side. When you have your water, let's say that you just drop have a drop of water just in this region here. So you spread your water from this side to this side, to the point just before your water film here. This is the water film breaks. Okay, just before film breaks is the surface tension, meaning that the amount of energy or the amount of force needed to break a water that has been spread for 1 meter. Okay, meaning that, for example, for water here at temperature 20, you will need 72.7 Newton of force to spread the water across 1 meter before the water is broken, the film of water is broken. Okay, and you can see that with other liquid substances, the surface tension is a lot weaker, a lot lower. Okay, look at the helium, that's only 0.16. Okay, look at ethanol. Ethanol is liquid, right? Pretty much looks like water, the pure ethanol, but the um, the surface tension is only like what, 1/3 of water. Okay, and then you have your zinc and the iron. Okay, yes, iron, when it's molten, okay, not in the form of solid, look at the temperature here. Of course, this is molten iron. Okay, spread it for 1 meter. Okay, what is the energy to it needed to do it? All right. Okay. Oh yeah, it says here. See, I'm like super extra kind to you to write all this. It's already here. Dime per centimeter, Newton per meter. Okay, and oh yeah, this is pound per inch, pounds per inch. All right. Okay. Water movement upward. Okay. So you know that the reason the water can move upward because the water stick to each other like this between one molecule to another molecule. So this is called cohesion. Sorry to write that properly. Between the alike molecule. Oops. Oh no. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me open that again. It kind of I need to open it. So how do I open it? I want to open it using this thing. I hope it picks up where it left off. Oh no, it doesn't remember all my scribble just now. I'm so sorry. Yeah, yeah. I hope you have all the scribble. I want to save the scribble for you. Next time I need to remember to press this thing. Okay, anyway. Um, so you have your the sticking of like molecule. This is your cohesion. What about the sticking of between your H2O and the xylem wall? Okay, and this sticking, we call it the addition. Okay, so cohesion plus addition plus your water potential. Okay, remember at the top here, the water potential is um, more negative, more negative. Water potential at the bottom here, more positive. Right. So to know how high water can travel in the xylem, this is xylem vessel, okay? All of this is xylem vessel. There is a formula that you can use, okay? I'm not going to go into detail how the formula is derived. I think at your level you just use the formula, just plug in the value. So this is the height of it, okay? The height of water. you want to predict with that anatomy of xylem, how tall the water can actually go. Okay, so H is for height. H is for height. Can you see here? This is gamma, gamma, and this is lowercase or uppercase. Can you still recall? Okay, gamma, if you recall from the first slide, it has two forms. It has this form, it has this form. Both of these is gamma. This is the lowercase gamma. This is the um, uppercase gamma. Is that correct? Let's check. The first slide, where is gamma? Sigma, tau, omega, gamma. Oh yeah, this guy here. Okay. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, it should be this one. Okay. The lowercase. So yeah, I only know the name of the letter. Sometimes even I forgot. Sometimes the shape of it. Sorry. Okay. No, this is actually the lowercase as well. I just remember. This is lowercase as well. So the lowercase of gamma, depending on the book, it can look either like this is correct, this is correct. In either case, this is the symbol of surface tension symbol. Okay, surface tension symbol. All right. Um, when you want to calculate this, the height of the water, you need to know the surface tension of water. What is it? How do you know? This is the reading. This is the value that you need later. Okay. All right. Uh, Surface tension. However, you need to pay attention to um, the temperature, because surface temperature change with temperature. Okay. Higher temperature, higher temperature will lower down surface tension. Okay, please remember that. Okay, higher temperature, lower surface tension. Okay, this is at 20 degree, meaning that at higher temperature, for example like 30 degree, the surface tension is no longer 72. It's going to be lower than this, right? Okay, and then you have your cos theta. Theta is actually your contact angle. Contact angle. What is contact angle? Okay, this is what I want to show you. This is your, imagine that this is your xylem, and this is the meniscus of the water. Okay. So the angle here, yeah, in between the water meniscus and the cell wall xylem, this is your theta. Okay, this is your theta. Okay, and this is the contact angle. Okay, and depending on the curvature of the meniscus, meaning that sometimes the meniscus can be almost flat, sometimes the meniscus can be very curvy. This will have impact on the theta, the contact angle, right? Okay, what else? You have your, this is not P, okay? This is rho. See, I shouldn't be writing it that way. Okay. So this is rho. What is rho? Rho is rho, of course. Rho is one of the Greek letter. It denotes the liquid density. Liquid density. So what is the liquid density of water? This is all constant. Okay, you can get it from the book. So usually it reads about 800, not 800, sorry, 998 kilogram per cubic meter. Okay, and what else is here? This is G. G is the value of gravity, which is 9.8 meter per second, and this is the reading at sea level. Okay, sea level, and also this is also at the sea level. Sea level. G, and over R. R, this is the radius of capillary. Capillary of what? This. So this xylem of that you have here is actually in the form of cylinder, correct? In the form of cylinder. If you look from the top, it will have the diameter. So divide that into 2. When you divide that into 2, you will get your radius. Okay, so entirely you will get your diameter. So you want this, half of it, only half of it, from the middle of the xylem capillary or xylem vessel to the wall. So that is your radius of the capillary, and then you just plug in everything, and then you will get your height. Right? Okay. Right. And secondly, what about the pressure? Okay, so the pressure that you need to to ensure that this water can move upward. I mean, like, the water can keep on moving upward if nothing is stopping it. So there is a formula that you can use to quantify what is the pressure needed to stop the water from traveling upwards. And this pressure is similar to the pressure needed to bring the water upward. Okay, so meaning that your water is moving from the bottom to the top. Okay, there is a pressure needed to do this, right? Okay, so the same way to look at it is whatever pressure needed to counter this pressure should be similar. To stop, go up. All right. Okay, so there is a formula to calculate this, and this is the formula. Okay, P is the pressure, or um, sometimes people just call it as the tension. Okay, 2 gamma, and again gamma is your surface tension. Theta is your contact angle. Okay, and then you have your R, and this is, it says pore. Actually, this is the same as the capillary. I just show you different way of people calling it, but it's actually the same thing. Why they call it pore? Because it's super small. Okay, but whether it's small or big, it is still capillary. Okay, this is still capillary. Okay, so this is the radius of it. Okay, All right, all right, okay. So the movement of water going upward, again, remember, the root cells having water, and that water is having relatively high water potential. Then it goes to the stem. The water will have reduced water potential. In this case, it becomes from minus 0.2 to minus 0.6. As it travels upwards, the water becomes more and more negative in terms of water potential. Okay, and this is coupled with the addition and cohesion force of the water. All right. Okay. So um, so you have learned so far there is a addition, there is a cohesion, there is a water potential law to drive water upward. Okay. So if you can understand all of this, you can simply understand uh, why there is a need to reduce the radius. Okay, that's why we call the capillary action. Capillary action. um, I think I can show you something. Capillary action. Yeah. Remember this experiment from your school? Yeah. This is the reason why when the capillary is smaller, the water can travel very far upward compared to when the capillary is a lot bigger. The water doesn't travel upward very much. Okay, so the capillary action here is actually following this formula. Okay, you see it divides by the radius of the capillary. Okay, and secondly, about this is related to the water potential. What is the pressure needed to drive the water from the ground all the way to the top? Okay, we cannot put like a pressure meter over here. Okay, pressure meter, you just put a pressure meter over here. Okay, this is not possible. Okay, however, there is possible to quantify the pressure that can use to stop water movement, and this is the formula. All right. Okay. All right. Is that all? Yep, I think that's all. Yep. Okay. I think for today that is all that you need to learn. Okay, there is a small exercise today. um what time is it now? Okay, it's 8 o'clock. um why not you work in your group, you try to answer this question. Okay, try to answer this question and see whether you can, because I do not know how skillful you are with your mathematics. Okay, because I know mathematics is not really the focus of many subjects, but it is still important. Okay, so why not you can discuss with your group, try to answer this question. Okay, I'll give you until 8:20. Let's see how this is calculated. Okay, so in the meantime, if you've got any question, you can ask me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5 question. Okay, to what height would water rise in xylem with capillary meter? Okay, yeah, all of this you just learned. You just need to plug in this formula over here. All right. Okay, so try to do that, and let's see what happens. It seems like some of you still have not changed your group name in the Excel file. How many times have I asked you, um, change this? I need to know your name, your group, who are in, because some of your activities the mark is going to be from the group, so I need to give correct marks belonging to the correct groups and the members. Okay, please, okay, follow instruction. I do not know why is it so hard to some students to follow instruction. Imagine when you are working, is your superior, your boss, is going to be happy and pleased with you if you fail to follow simple instruction? Okay, don't think of having any big projects or complicated tasks entrusted to you if you can't even follow simple instruction. I've been asking to do this since the first week. Please do it. Learn to follow instruction. If you can't remember everything, write it down. Create a checklist. Do whatever it takes so that whatever task given to you, you follow it. Don't make a habit, okay? Uses excuses. Oh, doctor, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that. What if I forgot to give you marks? What about I forgot to be lenient to you? Do you want that to happen? So please do that, okay? Oh, I forgot to tell you, wettable capillary, this thing, wettable capillary, this is when there is no meniscus. No meniscus. So can you guess what is the contact angle when there is no meniscus? Uh, 90.
90.
Um, what? This one? I do not know. I just explained to you what meniscus is. Yeah. And yeah, I sure it's 90. Try it. Let's have a try. Don't be afraid to get it wrong. Okay, you are still exercising, doing exercising. Okay, this is part of the learning curve. What's the time now? I'm so sorry. I'm a bit in a rush today. One, two, okay, let's put your answer here. Let me create a column for answer. One A, one B, one C, one D, one E. Okay. Uh, okay, why not you put your answer in here, in this Excel here. Each group you just answer by group. So put your answer. 1A, what is the answer in this column? Okay. I just want to see. You've got 5 more minutes. Let's see what happens. Or do you need more time?
More time, please, doctor.
I need to go. How's that? Oh, this is week number 5, is it? Um, shouldn't you be having your first test already? Do you want test? Oh, if you're silent, that means you want.
No.
No. Well, that's only one of you. This 19 others seems not wanting it. Majority wins, right?
No,
I
no.
want
No,
it.
no, no. Um, you know, that's the reason why my class have, I do not know if you ask your senior, some student, they like to follow whatever subjects that I teach, because I have a how do you say, irregular way of giving students assessment. Okay, so you don't think it like your regular test 1, test 2. Okay, but anyway, don't worry about your first test. I'll think of something how to evaluate you. um I need to go in a bit actually. Why not we make it this way? So there is no lab this week. Okay, there is no lab this week. Why not we continue this online again on this Wednesday at 8, so that you can give me the answer to all these questions by then. So if you all of you are correct, then that's good. We're happy. If not, I'll show you how to calculate that, and then I will tell you how your first test going to be like. Okay, don't worry, my test always open Chrome. Okay, you can ask. the dean, even if you want to go back to hometown as grandma. I don't care. Okay, all right. So take your time to answer. Please answer correctly. You can make the column bigger, or you want to wrap the text. You want to do whatever. Okay. Okay. Maybe you want um, to merge it because you want to answer it in this big column. Do it. Do whatever you want within your own column. Okay. Do not disturb other groups column. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So is that I think that is all for today. Any question? Any questions so far?
Uh,
Uh,
Doctor,
Doctor,
Yeah.
I have a
I have
question
a question
for this
for
is
this
about
is
the
about the
practical
practical
tool.
tool.
Mm.
Uh,
Uh,
so
so
saya nak tanya.
saya nak tanya.
Yep.
Yep.
We need to
We
make
need to make
a bar
a
chart
bar
about
chart about
the three
the
methods,
three
right?
methods, right?
The graph
The
paper
graph paper
method, the
method,
alarm
the
method,
alarm
and
method,
the
and
image
the
layer
image
method.
layer
So
method.
what is
So
the
what is the
purpose of
purpose of
the bar
the
chart,
bar chart,
Doctor?
Doctor?
The purpose of what?
The
The
um
um
last week,
last week,
Doctor briefed
Doctor
that
briefed that
we need
we
to
need
make
to make
a
a
bar chart.
bar chart.
Bar chart? Did I teach you bar chart last week? I think we did not learn bar chart last week. Did we?
Okay.
Okay.
Can somebody correct me if I'm wrong? Did I teach you bar chart last week? I think you learned how to make the graph last week. The data plotting for regression analysis. I think that's what you learned. Right. Or is it not? Um, can somebody confirm? Am I missing something? Yeah.
About the bar chart, right? I think you
You
once
once
mentioned
mentioned
about the
about
three
the three
method that we
method
need
that
to
we
do
need
the
to do the
graph,
graph.
if I'm
If
not
I'm not
wrong,
wrong,
during the
during the
class.
class.
Which one? Is this something happened last week or the week before that?
Uh,
If anything
uh,
before happened before that, I told you already last week, right? There's something wrong with your manual. That's why you learn differently last week from what your manual stated.
so does it mean we
Doesn't
don't
mean we
have to
don't
do
have to do
the
the bar chart,
bar chart graph or
graph or
anything?
anything. Sorry.
When did I mention about the bar chart? Was it last week or the
Uh,
week before that?
the week
The
before
week
that.
before that.
So the week no, the week before that, that was I was referring to the manual. And then after a while, I told you, right, there's something um, not stable about your manual. That's why um, I teach you differently from the manual, but you still get the learning outcome from it. uh, no need to do the bacha. Just do the regression thing.
So in the
So in the
report,
report,
the result
the
will be
result will
like
be like
the one
the
that we
one
learned
that we
last
learned
week.
last week.
Yeah, whatever you learned last week
Oh,
is the continuation from the previous week. Combine
okay.
them all
Okay.
together into one report.
Okay,
Oh
thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Doctor.
you, Doctor.
Okay. All right. Okay. If you do not have anything else, I think that is all for today, I think. Right. So I'll see you again on Wednesday. Okay, you don't have to go to the lab. Okay, I don't think Mr. Helmi going to be around. Um, we'll have a look at this tutorial. I hope you get it right. Okay, because I know how to do mathematical calculation, but when it comes to teaching, maybe I'm not that great. Okay, we'll see, we'll see how you turn out to be. Okay, please answer in your the Excel sheet. Okay, and please follow instructions. Okay, if you're not clear, you can ask me. Okay, it's not like I am unreachable somehow. Okay, you can ask me 2 times a week, and then you got the Skype thing. All right, okay, that's all for today. Thank you for coming. I'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
doctor.
doctor.
Thank you,
Thank
Doctor.
you, doctor.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.